Here we go. Kiss the bride. Thank you. All right. First of all, I think it's very important that we thank our fabulous caterers and flawless servers. And here's one now. For all your needs, contact Meck's Ultimate Food. That's who they are. Fabulous. Thank you so much. We love you, Neil. They just want a free meal, Neil. All right. I love the tents. Do you love the tents tonight? Fabulous. We'd like to... I don't know about you, but they remind me of the only show that I can binge watch on television. Doesn't this feel like the Great British Bake Off in here? Totally feels like it. I just feel like Mary's going to come out any second and taste the blueberry tart for dessert and go, well, it's a little spicy, isn't it? I love that show. And we're so glad you're here in our beautiful monument. Isn't our monument so gorgeous and lovely? Here we are, our own summit. We love our town, Provincetown, don't we? It is the loveliest town. I don't know if you know this, but Provincetown has actually been voted the dog-friendliest town in the Northeast. Isn't that fabulous? Really? But I have to tell you, and this says a lot about Provincetown, if you call something a dog-friendliest town, it's possible that some people will be upset, will feel left out. And I'm talking, obviously, about the cat people. They're here tonight, and if a situation like this festers in a small town, it can all go to hell really quickly, right? But in Provincetown, we work things out. We're going to figure out what to do with that fucking funicula. Okay. Walking funicula. Okay. But we figured things out, and when the dog-friendliest town thing came up, the cat people were upset, they became resentful, we were worried what would happen. We got together and we worked it out. And once every summer, we cover the monument with shag carpeting. And we let the cats have a day out there. So that's just how we roll in this town. Pretty lesbians are like, thank God. Okay. But Provincetown, as you know, is also the town that Theme Week's built. We have a theme week for just about everything. We have the Portuguese Festival, a wonderful thing. We celebrate our rich Portuguese heritage. Portugal was once a very powerful country. Then there was some tragic overreaching and some warring, and I hope we never have a Russia week. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Also, we just got through Bear Week. Really exciting. Here's something you never hear during Bear Week. Gluten-free. But I love Bear Week, and I always feel so thin. But you feel bad for the pedicab drivers going up the Bradford Hill. 3 big bears in the back, the wheels are up front, they're like spinning like crazy. And they do great things. The bears are very supportive. They have a wonderful fundraiser where they have it's a pool party, and they send water down a slide, and then they send fish up the slide. They send salmon up the slide, and the bears try to bat them away. It's an amazing thing. I did overhear a straight couple on the steps of Spiritus one night at Bear Week. They didn't know it was Bear Week. And the young woman said to her boyfriend or her husband, she just kind of looked and went, honey, the gays are letting themselves go. We have, coming up, Carnival Week. Carnival Week, which, excuse me, is totally redundant. Every every week in Provincetown is Carnival Week. May I just say that? So since this is a town that is built on theme weeks, I would humbly suggest another theme week. I think we should have a fundraising week. It's 5-day marathon. Breakfast, brunch, lunch, cocktails, dinner parties. Everybody rides around on the funk bus. You write a check and the organizations divvy up the money at the end. How about it? All right? And of course, it ends with this fine event here, the FAWC celebration, the last night, the gala night of the fundraising week. Can we get behind that? Absolutely. Julie and Sear just fainted. So, and now I proceed seamlessly into the second part of the program. How do I do it? I don't know. Our next honorees are two exceptional individuals whose contributions to the art and culture have truly reshaped how we see and what we imagine. Our third award tonight is the Fine Art Work Center Patron Award 2018, and it rightfully and joyfully goes to Alison Ferring. Preeminent fine arts patron and collector, as well as vice president of the Fine Arts Work Center Board of Trustees, for which we thank her. Childhood memories of her grandmother's home on Bradford Street helped propel Alison Ferring to a passionate, lifelong commitment to the arts. Her resume is studded with laudatory awards and honors for the work she does, furnishing the critical support required for artists and cultural institutions to thrive. Everyone knows how wonderful she is. She is the 2003 Woman of Achievement Award winner in her native St. Louis and a 2010 Grand Center Visionary Award winner. She is an advocate of the highest order. It's my pleasure now to introduce the Fine Arts Work Center trustee, arts patron, collector, and all-around miracle worker who enables art to thrive, Alison. Please come and receive your award.
We have an enthusiastic crowd tonight. I guess everybody likes money. First and foremost, I want to thank all my colleagues on the Fine Arts Work Center Board for their steadfast support of the mission to create an environment that fosters artistic excellence and has been doing so for 50 years. I also want to thank the incredibly dedicated staff who have worked tirelessly to make this celebration so extraordinary. I first came to Provincetown in the summer of 1952, just 6 years after you, Sally. I was 6 weeks old, and my grandmother's home on Bradford Street stands right below the monument. It was known for many years as Birch House, which was my mother's maiden name. Yeah, oh, I heard, okay. So you know about Birch House. After my grandmother's death, my mother sold the house in 1960, at which time it became a guest house, often notorious, never dull, but a repository of my earliest childhood memories. My work on the FAWC board provided me an opportunity to reconnect with Provincetown and what it has meant to so many people, the artists, the writers, the actors, and playwrights. It is a place with a rich history as an artist colony, a place of experimentation and discovery and refuge. It truly is an immersive place to live in the layers, not on the litter, to quote Stanley Kunitz. The artist's voice must always have a safe place in our world to remind us of the power and strength of the human spirit. Philanthropy. is from the Greek, meaning to love, the love of mankind. It has been a privilege to share my time, talent, and resources to help sustain the essential work of the Fine Arts Work Center. To ensure that FAWC continues to nurture emerging artists for the next 50 years, we have embarked on an ambitious capital and endowment campaign. We thank you for your investment in creativity by being here this evening. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Alison, and thank you for everything. And if you don't mind my saying so, in the photo here, if you do an art squint at it, an art eye squint, you look a lot like Ellen DeGeneres, don't you feel that? It's kind of crazy. That's why we think of her as Alison the Generous. It's true. I have a little tear in my eye. And now it's time for our final award of the evening. It is the Award for Distinguished Achievement in Arts and Letters 2018, and it goes to Weiwei. An activist, a curator, and a filmmaker, sometimes all at once. He creates art rooted in political urgency, and you can see, this is very exciting, some of that powerful work at the Fine Arts Work Center beginning tomorrow with his exhibition Rebar and Case, a sculptural meditation on the profound loss of life of school children after the 2008 earthquake in Sichuan province. Ai Weiwei is one of the world's best-known artists. He is also a truth teller with both muscle and teeth. We are honored to welcome tonight. He is a game changer, and let's watch a bit about him.
Art Review magazine has called him the most powerful artist in the world. He's also been called the most dangerous man in China. Ai Weiwei was born in 1957 in Beijing. His mother was writer Gao Ying. His father was the revered poet Ai Qing. The year after Ai Weiwei was born, his father was named an enemy of the people. He and his family, including one-year-old Ai Weiwei, were sent to hard labor camp in the Gobi Desert in remote northwest China. Ai Weiwei spent the next 16 years of his life growing up in hard labor camps with harsh living conditions and little formal education. At 19, Ai Weiwei and his family returned to Beijing, and he enrolled in the Beijing Film Academy to study animation. There he became part of a group of avant-garde artists organizing against government control of the arts. Their slogan, "We demand political democracy and artistic freedom." In 2008, after a massive earthquake in Sichuan, China, Ai Weiwei launched a citizen investigation to collect the names of the more than 5,000 school children who died, partially as a result of the highly shoddy government construction at the schools. Ai Weiwei was highly critical of the government's response to the earthquake, saying, quote, "They intimidate, they jail, they persecute parents who demand the truth, and they brazenly stomp on the Constitution and the basic rights of man," unquote. While his citizen investigation catapulted him to international fame, it also enraged Chinese government officials. In 2009, his popular blog was shut down. A few months later, police broke into his hotel room and attacked him, punching him in the face and causing cerebral hemorrhage. He had to have emergency brain surgery, which he documented in his film, So Sorry. Then in 2011, he was arrested at the Beijing airport and held for 81 days without any charges. Chinese authorities seized his passport, refused to return it until 2015. Ai Weiwei is also the director of a major new documentary on the struggle, the journey of refugees worldwide called Human Flow.
Being a refugee is much more than a political status. It is the most pervasive kind of cruelty that can be exercised against a human being. You are forcibly robbing this human being of all aspects that would make human life not just tolerable but meaningful in many ways.
The more immune you are to people's suffering, that's very, very dangerous. It's critical for us to maintain this humanity.
الان 60 روزه با پسرم همینطوری داریم میچرخیم، ولی هیچ کس نیستش که بگه یه راهی رو بخواد به ما نشون بده. کجا برم زندگیمو شروع کنم؟
If children grow up without any hope, without any prospects for the future, without any sense of them being able to make something out of their lives, then they will become very vulnerable to all sorts of exploitation, including radicalization.
المرفد الوحيد في غزة، في السجن الكبير غزة، مش في غزة، السجن الكبير يعني.
The officials came here and told them, look, there's no way you're going to get papers to continue. Either you go voluntarily or we arrest you.
I respect you. I respect the passport and I respect you.
It's going to be a big challenge to recognize that the world is shrinking and people from different religions, different cultures are going to have to learn to live with each other.
Please join me in welcoming to the stage Weiwei to receive the Fine Arts Work Center Distinguished Achievement in the Arts Award.
I don't have much to say. I just feel very privileged to standing here with many artists, writers, and the people has been dedicated in their life in promoting art and literature. And I have to say thank you. And many friends here, I cannot just name them. They gave me my first shows, they support me in many ways. They believe not in me, but in the kind of act, the kind of passion or emotion I shared with the people who is not privileged or voiceless. So it's very strange. It's quite an awkward situation for me to standing here because I'm an artist, but also they call me activist. I just cannot separate it. I think being artist is really deeply from my father, who is a poet and studied in Paris, but immediately come back to China, been put in jail, then fight for a new nation, then being put in jail both by the leftist, rightist, exiled. So I've been through many quite awkward situations, and today I'm standing here. And I don't have much to say. I would say thank you for your support and recognition. I think this is, I take it as encouragement, and thank you.
Congratulations to Weiwei and to all of our honorees. And thank you for your painting, for your activism, for your novels and stories, for your films, for your protests, for your spirit. To all of our honorees, we applaud you. And thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening in my business. It makes sense. It makes total sense. Terrence. Okay, we're not going to leave quite yet. Okay, we're just not going to leave quite yet because we have right now we have a live match grant in effect right now, thanks to Alison and John Ferring, our amazing and generous patrons. And they have just proposed a $100,000 matching grant for the Fine Arts Work Center's 50th Anniversary Fellowship Endowment. So, Terrence, do you think we can raise it right now? He does. He does believe that we can do it. I think, can we bring up the lights and turn on the mic? Oh, there we go.
We're ready. We're live.
All right, we're going to do it. We want to raise a matching grant of $100,000.
And before we start, I just want to again do a huge shout out to Alison and John for your amazing generosity. Congratulations for your award tonight. As a fellow philanthropist, it is so inspiring, and a match like this makes such a huge difference for an organization like FAWC. Every dollar that we raise right now, again, is going to be doubled. So when you open your wallets and your hearts tonight, thanks to the generosity of Alice and John, every dollar is going to go twice. So we have the opportunity to raise a lot of money in this room, and we hope that you are feeling this unbelievable energy of the founders of these 50 years and the future of this organization, because as people have said tonight, right now is when we need to support the arts, and right now is when we can do it. So we're super excited.
Luckily, we have interns here who are able and willing to roam through the crowd and point out the people as they raise their hand to donate. Isn't that amazing how it just so happened like this? It's crazy. They also have lights to shine them on you. How could that happen? They just happen to have lights.
We just came up with it.
Completely spontaneous moment. There's a light now. Thank you. So can we start? We have anybody in the room that is willing to donate $25,000? Can we do a $25,000 gift? 25.
Starting at 25.
Do we have a 25? 25? Any hands up? The interns will find you. All right, and we also have someone to tabulate as we
do. We're going to make this so easy.
We got it easy. They'll
so
just come up to you.
You've never given away money so easy.
It's amazing. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
So, well, let's go to 20.
Let's go to 20.
Okay. We have
$20,000.
$20,000,
which will be matched.
Hands up.
20,000. Here we are.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, that's 10 Terrence. We have another 20,000.
We have anyone else at $20,000 tonight? Again, everything you give tonight is being matched.
20,000.
20,000.
Near as I can figure. Do we have another 20? Do we have?
It's not on our, but not a flashlight. All right, let's go to 15.
Do we have a?
We out? Where are we?
We have another 20 right
here.
Whoa!
Alex and Marty, thank you.
We got another 20. And we already have
Thank you.
We already have the vitals. Any more 20s? Any more 20s?
Before we move on.
Okay, let's go. Let's go to 10. Do we have 10?
We skipped 15.
We've got
Do
it.
you want to do 15? Let's do 15.
Let's do 15.
Just in case.
Okay, your hands up.
15,
15. 15. We have a 15.
Just in case.
Danny, talk to her. 15. We have a 15. Hands up for 15. Interns will find you.
Going once.
Going once.
$15,000 again being matched right here.
We got a 15 right here.
Thank you so much.
We got a 15 right here. Any more 15?
Thank you.
Let's go to my favorite. 10.
We have another one in the
We have
back.
another 15.
Yes, another 15 in the
We
back.
have another 15.
Dan in the back, thank you so much,
Let's hear it for
Dan.
that. Woo! 15. We've got another 15. Thank you. Any more 15s? Okay, let's do, shall we?
Let's go to 10.
Let's go to 10. Do we have any 10s? Do we have a 10?
10,000
There you
tonight.
are.
10,000.
10.
Anyone
Thank you so
tonight?
much.
We have one right here. 10,000 here. 10,000 here.
10 here. Any other 10s? Look what you've done, Alison and John.
Two 10,000. I think we have one over here. I see a lot of people pointing.
Keep your hand
Everybody
up.
pointing.
Keep your hand up.
Yeah. 10,000 right here.
Great.
Thank you so much. 3 10,000.
3 10,000s. Do we have any more 10,000?
Another 10,000 right here.
We've got
Thank you,
another 10.
Dan.
Danny. We've got another
That was
10,000.
4. That was 4 at
4
10,000.
10,000s. Let's bring it up to 5. Come on.
Can we get one more? Can we get one more
more
10,000? One more 10,000?
One more
It'd be
10,000.
great to get 5. It just feels right.
10,000. One more 10,000.
Again, everything you give tonight is being matched, dollar to dollar. We have 410 going once for one more. Well, shit. Okay, let's move on.
Let's go. What are we going to do? 5?
Let's do 5.
Okay. 5.
$5,000 to the
for
Fine Arts
5.
Work Center. Again, we have 5 right here. 5 right here. 5 here. 5 here. That's 5 here. Thank 3 5s at this
That's
table.
3
All right, table 19. Yes! 3 $5,000 at table 19. That's 4 altogether. Do we have 4 on this side of the room?
We have people over here on the west side.
We have another one in the back over here. That's 5.
There's 5. Any more?
6 right back here.
6.
7.
Fabulous.
That's 7 at $5,000.
$5,000.
Anyone else before we move on? Is that you just excited?
Oh, we got another
I mean, I'm excited too. Okay. We're still excited? All right.
We've got
7 at 5,000.
We got 7 at 5,000.
Before we move on, going once. So we are. We're really close.
Let's go.
We're getting there. We're getting really close to $100,000. And we're going to keep going.
Let's go.
$2,500.
Let's do $2,500.
$2,500.
$2,500.
One right here.
Thank you, guys.
2,500.
25 here. 2,500.
Another one right here. Another one right here. That's 3.
We got 3.
4 over here in the corner.
4 at 2,500. Any more? 4 at 2,500.
5.
6. 5.
7.
Oh my God. Let's hear it.
Yes.
We got
8.
8 at 2,500. You do the math.
All right. That's
We got
8 at 2,500. Before we keep going,
8 at 2,500.
we've now officially hit $100,000, but we're going to keep going.
Okay.
We're going to keep going.
Why not? Why not? Good
Because
plan.
tonight we're raising money for the future of the Fine Arts Work Center. And as we heard tonight, we need to keep supporting this to make sure that our founder's vision keeps lasting for at least another 50 years.
I won't be here, but it'll be great. Okay. Please don't. All right.
Let's do 1,000.
Okay,
$1,000 to support the Fine Arts Work Center. 1,000 right here. 1,000 right here. 1,000 there. 1,000 in the back. 1,000 right here. 1,000 right here. 3 at that table. 1,000 here. 1,000 there. 1,000 in the back. That's over 10. 1,000 right here. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000.
Oh my God, we're spinning these interns around.
Work these interns. 1,000 here. That's well over 10.
And we'll take it.
And we're going to keep taking it. Woo!
All right, we're going to make
Can we
it.
discuss, by the way, that your duster
Thank you,
is
I'm a
amazing?
duster. I'm working a
This
whole...
is what's called a duster, by the way, which I did not know about.
It's from
This
wardrobe.
amazing frock is
It's
a
from
duster.
wardrobe, right here in Provincetown.
I mean,
Support your
really?
local businesses. And if
I kind of want a duster.
Please, I feel sort of like Maud.
You look amazing.
Yeah,
I'm just going to say.
the whole Maud thing. Go get girls. Good, Alice, point him out. Okay.
We're still at 1,000 anymore at 1,000.
Everybody,
That was well over
is
10.
everybody checked in for your 1,000?
$1,000 going once. 1,000 in the back again.
Great.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your generosity is what's
Make sure you see
keeping
our
this
intern.
organization going, and we cannot thank you enough. We're going to do one final level at
Let's
500.
bring it on home with the
Last
500.
level before we end our evening.
$500.
$500 to the Fine Arts Work Center tonight. 500 here, 500 here, 500 here, 500. I may have made that up. But one of you might get 500. 500 here. 500. I feel like Oprah. You get a car. You get a car. 500. 500.
500. Keep your hands up so you can be found. And then it's all everybody down to the A house.
500 right here. Thank you so much. Again, that's more than 10 at 500.
Yeah.
Before we end this amazing match, and again, Alison and John, we have hit your $100,000. And we cannot thank you enough. In the last 3 minutes, we just raised over $200,000 for the 50th anniversary campaign for the Fine Arts Work Center. The word on the street is that we actually raised at least $180,000, which means we are very close to 400. Right, so yeah, I was getting there. That's okay. Steal my thunder. She said it, and she deserves to steal my thunder. Nearly $400,000 has been raised for the Fine Arts Work Center. 300,000. Fabulous! I wasn't planning on getting big up there, but a little bit of wine.
Yeah, but don't make sure, everybody have more wine and we'll get more money, but make sure you see the interns and register. That's fabulous. We're about to wrap
Yeah,
up.
and for those that are shy and don't want to raise your hand, you could still donate. Just let us know. There's lots of amazing interns here. Your donation will still go far and wide. And again, we cannot thank you enough tonight for being here in the first place.
And
for
we
your
are
generosity.
forgetting to say that Weiwei has donated 3 works of art.
Two of them have actually already been. Two of them, I believe, have already been sold in a semi-private auction. But if you are still interested in a piece by Ai Weiwei, all of those proceeds are going to the Fine Arts Work Center. So Ai Weiwei, thank you so much for your generosity. Thrilling to be in a room with so many living artists that are also donating back to this community. So again, thank you so much. If you are interested in the final Ai Weiwei piece, Michael Roberts, our amazing executive director, who's right here, please talk to him. It is extremely special to be able to own an Ai Weiwei and to have it all go to the Fine Arts Work Center, even better.
Thank you. And now, we're going to reward you with dessert, and I know that I'm really done, so I would like to have a special friend and fabulous person, my neighbor from the west end of town, to close out the events. He was one of our incredible chair of this event for 9 years, as we said. He's my neighbor. I see him every morning walking on Commercial Street with his coffee, his paper, and his rosary. Bringing all the prayers. Please welcome Dan Mullins.
You know, 9 years ago, Margaret Murphy asked me if I would organize a party to celebrate the opening of the new building. renovation of the new building at Fine Arts Work Center. And it was to break even, and she was tough on the prices and things of this sort. And unfortunately, we made $65,000. So once you make some money for a charity, they never let you go. So here we are. But tonight has been an unbelievable night. It's full of excitement, of celebration, and happy surprises. Kate, what can I say about you? You're always and will always be fabulous, so I thank you. We have quite an array of honorees, so they were unbelievable, and we're very grateful for them to be part of us. We want to thank the monument for sharing their special place. We want to thank our fellows, our staff, our interns, and especially DKR production crew, which did all the lighting. And unlike anything else in Provincetown, we hired them 5 days ago. And look what we got, a perfect result. I want to thank my friend Neil for what he has done with the Meck's food, and our amazing co-trio, Neil, Margaret, and our newborn, Terrence. But most of all, a huge, huge, huge thank you to all of you for your generous support. Let's see you next year. Good night, and a lot of hugs to each of you. Good night.